With high inflation and market volatility, Americans are looking for ways to save and invest to have the best money year in 2023.
Investing editor at money.com, Mallika Mitra, joins us to share the best tips to set yourself up for financial success this year. Mallika, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
We're so excited because we are talking a lot about inflation and food, of course, one of the biggest contributors. So what are your tips on how we can save with our groceries this year due to inflation?
Yeah, one thing that you can do is try to plan your recipes and your meals based on some things that you already have. So if you're like me, maybe you have a bunch of cans of beans in the pantry that have been sitting there. Maybe it's a good week to make chili. If you made recipes for last week and you still have ingredients, kind of base things around that. Another thing is to meal prep based around sales at the grocery store. So instead of going with a very firm ingredient list, you can go there and see what's on sale and try to meal prep a bit around that.
How did you get a look in my pantry? I have so many cans of things there that need to be used. Okay.
Well, that's how my husband grocery shops. If he's trying to figure out, he'll go see what meat is on sale or whatever's on sale and then base it off of that. That's a good tip.
Smart. I did want to ask you about our heating bills this year. I always hate to see that bill go up high, but it sounds like it's going to be even worse this year. Any tips for us on saving for heating at home?
So you're going to want to get your in-house heating checked up. So maybe that means, getting a technician and they can check to make sure there's no dust buildup and that everything's running smoothly, no faulty furnaces. So that can help with your bills, and also it's a safety issue as well. And then also replacing any dirty furnace filters with new ones. That can trim your annual bill by around 5 to 15% is estimated, and that's a pretty low cost change that you can make throughout the year. And then finally, make sure that the hot air that you have in the house isn't escaping. So cracked windows, external doors are common culprits for that. So wave your hand over them. You can hold incense in front of them and make sure the wind isn't flying into your home, and that can help save on bills too.
I always feel that cold air coming out the windows. I'm like, oh, we need to do something about this.
Yeah.
But just the $10 filters, makes such a big difference. So a good reminder for all of us. Okay, for our investments, it's a volatile market. What tweaks can investors make going into the new year?
So one thing you want to do is check on your risk tolerance. So maybe you had a financial situation that changed last year, a different salary, or maybe you have a big purchase coming in 2023, like a car or a wedding or something like that. And you want to adjust to make sure that the money you have out of the market is enough, but you're not, you definitely don't want to be holding a ton of money on the sidelines, because the market, as history has shown us, eventually will recover. So that's one thing that you want to keep in mind. Also, financial advisors tend to recommend that you have around 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency fund anyways. Keep in mind that, because of inflation, that emergency fund may need to be a little bit higher right now. Another thing you can do is rebalance your portfolio now. It's a good time to do so at the beginning of the year. That basically means that allocations you make to stocks, bonds, cash, other assets are still in line with your goals, your timeline, your risk tolerance. If they've gotten a bit out of whack, say you want to have 60% stock, 40% bonds, and then that's not in alignment anymore, it's a good time to double check on that. And then also make sure that you are still investing and sticking to your plan. I think when markets are super volatile, people can panic. Maybe they want to pull their money out of the market. Maybe they don't want to continue investing, but it's important to stick with your plan. Maybe that's investing a set amount of money in regular intervals, because like I mentioned, eventually, hopefully the market will recover, and you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of that.
Darn inflation this year is really impacting a lot.
Some great things for us to think of, Mallika. Thank you so very much, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Thanks for having me.
And for more tips on starting off the new year on the best financial footing, just go to money.com. It's all right there for you.